Hey, welcome to session 2, where we're actually going to talk about your mission statement. Now, I spent a lot of time in the last session talking about the importance of your why. And some of us would say that's all we really need for our mission statement. But actually, it's a very incomplete mission statement. And your partner program hinges on the fact that you can provide a very clear message that can be repeated internally and externally. Your program depends on your successful communication of why you exist. Your why matters. And if you haven't developed that yet, I would encourage you, I would exhort you, I would beg of you, create your why. You need it. Your teams need it. But we need more than that. Not just your why, but we need a clarity of direction. As a leader, whether you're the only hire or part of the team or on the executive staff, you need to set the coordinates for where your partner program is going. If, like a pilot, you don't set those coordinates exactly where you want to go, trust me, you'll end up somewhere else. And let's just play on that for a moment. Let's say you're going on a vacation and you're like, I'm so excited to go to wherever, Caribbean, Hawaii. You can see where I like to go for vacations. And when you get on the plane, you say, hey, I'm so excited to get to here. And the pilot says, yeah, we'll get there. We'll end up somewhere. I mean, I think I know the general direction. Would you want to stay on that plane? Probably not. You'd probably say, hey, wait a minute. There's a direct place of where we want to go. We can use coordinates to get there. Why don't you do that? And sometimes when we build our partner programs, we do that unknowingly. We say, hey, we're going to get here by this time. But actually, we don't know where we're going. We don't know when we're going to get there. And ultimately, right, we kind of lose track along the way. And as you're building your partner program, it's going to be imperative that you build a team around yourself. Because, by the way, you're in partnerships. You're not supposed to do this alone. The whole purpose of a partner program is actually working with other people. Maybe you have a team, maybe you don't, but you definitely have to work with people to get there. Maybe you have to work with your marketing organization or your sales org or operations, systems engineers, solution engineers. You have to work with other people to make your program successful. And you need to build that team. And when you build a team, when you build around your team, whether they're directly reporting to you or not, you need to give them a clear mission of what they're trying to accomplish, what you're trying to accomplish. If you can't give clear coordinates for your purpose for behind the partner program, you won't get people to buy in. And I want to help you do that. Imagine a movie director showing up to a film. They've collected the financing and equipment, they've hired top talent, and now imagine that director calling action on the scene without giving anybody a script. They have no idea what their lines are, they have no idea what their motivations are, they have no clue what they're supposed to be doing or why it even matters. Sounds like fun. Sounds like a recipe for a disaster. And here's the problem. Our partner programs, they're doing the exact same thing. We're inviting partners into our program or working with people in our company without even telling them what we're doing and what the story is all about. We haven't defined what their role is in this story and why it matters. And if our mission statement is vague or elusive, we're asking our employees, our teams, our partners to show up on set without a story. Until you show others where you're going, why it matters, it won't succeed. Everything begins with a mission. When you clearly define your mission, an important mission, everything changes. Now, while most mission statements are well-intentioned attempts to define and communicate a story, they end up being boring, long, and therefore ineffective. You know it. I know them too. And while everyone starts with having a good mission statement, there are a couple more things you'll want to put in place to really help move your mission forward. We'll call these the key characteristics and critical actions that we'll define in later classes throughout this course. They'll be the practical tools that help people to know exactly what to do, how to do it. We're going to call those the guiding principles, and it's essentially what everyone will have to do on a daily basis. See, the mission statement you're going to develop, is going to define a destination, include a deadline, and explain why that mission matters. You've actually already done that from that last class. Today, you're going to define what our destination is and the deadline. When we create a mission statement, it helps our company and your partners understand what role they're meant to play. You're inviting the company, your team members, your partners into a greater story, a story that they can be a part of. And the reality is, most of our departments, what we're saying, it isn't working. And the reason is, at least almost always, it's just simply too complicated. There's too much language. We feel like we have to write some poetic statement or some legal statement that sounds like it's written for shareholders. And truthfully, in both cases, this is a rather worthless mission statement. I don't want you to create something worthless. In fact, let me ask you right now, take this moment. Can you even recite your company mission statement? Do you have a mission statement for your partner program? Can you communicate confidently that your leaders, your team, your partners all know why you exist? Probably not. And the thing is that when we do create these, if they're too vague, elusive, or have boring language, our mission statements are not only easy to forget, but they're simply just being ignored altogether. And if you can't easily state your mission statement, how much more your team? And if they can't and you can't, you're not on a mission. You're not going anywhere. We're simply lost in the forest of trying to understand how to build a business. Your mission statement needs to be a statement that is so incredibly clear that it tells you and your team what to do. It tells you what your priorities are, and more importantly, it invites you into a story. So as you create this, we're going to take some tools from screenwriters. Screenwriters create pitches for shows that get people to invest in buy-in. And they do this by being exciting and memorable. Your mission statement will become what is known as the log line. A log line is a line that describes your show or your movie. You then take that to producers to decide if they're going to invest in you or not. So if your log line isn't interesting or isn't memorable and they don't understand it, it won't happen. And in the same way with your partner program, if what you've created hasn't caught what they call narrative traction, you're just another integration, you're just another team, you're just another cog in the wheel. When we create narrative traction, it's when people get interested in a story. And if you, while you read that mission statement, and you can get people immediately interested, then your program can achieve the results that are possible with all programs. It needs to be memorable and exciting for people to sit up and want to be part of your story. You want to get buy-in. You want your people showing up early and working on that, and sales teams investing in your partner program because they know what role they play, and they want to give you more resources, budget, to grow that program. So the first thing that we need to create in this coordinate, in this mission statement, is what we're doing. That's right. Clarity is key for a great story, and clarity is actually a really great gift. The second thing we're going to create is a deadline. We need the deadline to keep everyone focused and on track. We need to know that something's going to happen in a short period of time so we can stay engaged. But we also need it to be long enough out that it's going to increase our motivation over time. And the third part is giving people a clear reason for why this mission is so important. You've already done this. This is key. You want everyone to know why this matters, why it matters to your customer, why it matters to the growth of your organization. Again, it's not about money. It's about why. It's about how are you helping your customers grow, stay, choose your program, your product. And actually, we're going to break this down into 3 steps. And we can crease this, we can write this out in one simple line, really. We will accomplish X by Y because of Z. That's right. In other words, we will accomplish a very specific goal by a very specific date because the stakes are at play. So let's break it down. The rest of this time, we're going to do that. You're going to build out your mission statement. Here we go. You ready? You got your pencil out. You're running on the treadmill. Don't know what you're doing. But let's take this time to really think through this. First, we want to define a destination. And these should actually be primary economic priorities for your business. We need to tie in the priorities of your business to the strategic economic goals of your organization. When we clearly define financial priorities, you and your team will open a story loop that must be tended to in order to close. That's right. In other words, including financial priorities in your mission statement focuses your mission on the economic realities that will keep your business safe because you're creating a business as a partner team and allow you to continue to grow. By saying, we will accomplish this, it means you have a clear mission. But when we say things like, hey, we will increase overall company revenue, no one knows how to do that. We will increase our shareholder value. Okay. We will help our companies be successful. How do we do that? But when we say we're going to sell this many units of this product, recruit this many new partners, increase customer retention by this percentage, now they know exactly what you're about and what you're trying to achieve. You have a mission. You know what your priorities are. These things actually do need to drive companies' revenue and ultimately profit. It's okay to put in a mission statement that says this will increase this many leads because leads draw to opportunities, pipeline, closed won. You can do that. But when we say, hey, we're going to accomplish this many webinars, or we're going to spend this much on MDF funds, or we're going to create this many integrations, too many times we have a marketplace with so many integrations that really do follow the Pareto rule. You know it. The 80-20 rule. 20% of your partners are doing 80% of the work, providing 80% of the revenue. You don't want that. We want to maximize the efforts that you've put in to build this program. So, we need to create 3 economic objectives. And the next step, buy a time. Why do we have to have a deadline? It creates a sense of urgency. And when you have a deadline in your story, the movie becomes more interesting and also increases that traction. How much time should you give yourself? Well, it depends on your economic objectives will take. That's right. It depends on how long it will take to get there. Now, if you have something that says, hey, this will take 10 years, that's too long. Bring it back into a time frame that you and your team can feel something realistically will happen. Probably about a year, maybe 2. But don't set these goals too far in the future as they will actually decrease the sense of urgency. Now, the other problem with this is obviously is the aspirational objectives is that people start feeling rather hopeless in the day-to-day routine of trying to accomplish something. Let's make these realistic and something that can actually, reasonably be achieved. And don't worry, your mission statement doesn't have to be eternal. It can evolve over time as you accomplish these different steps and these different goals. Because you've given your story a purpose and a time frame, it'll keep your team motivated and your rest of your organization on track to achieve what you need to achieve. And then also by that deadline, when you get there, you're going to realize, oh, maybe we need to make an adjustment. That's good. Every company should understand the power of the pivot. It's an important principle for building organizations, and it's important for you as you build your partner program. The last part is, of course, your why. It's your because in this formula. We will accomplish X by Y because of Z. That's the mission. Your mission statement should only consist of these three elements. If you do more than this, you create a great risk for your story by adding extra words and additional ideas. Departments, leaders, stakeholders in your organization, partnerships, partner teams, they may want to include additional phrasing. Fight against that. Keep it simple, keep it clear. And that's how you create it. So what's your homework now? Create your mission statement. You know your business. Do you need to increase referral revenue? Do you need to increase number of partners that sell at least a minimum of 10 grand a month? Do you need to increase the number of leads from 10 specific partners? What do you need to do? Do you have tiers within your partner program? We want to get 5 new partners in our highest tier with highest margin by this time, because when our partners are in that highest tier, they support more customers. I don't know. Take the time to answer that question. We will achieve 3 economic principles by a certain deadline because of your why. And then we're going to talk about the next step of building your program. And that is marketing. That's right. You and your team need to think about how you market to partners so that they market your products. It's a different muscle than your marketing team typically knows how to use. They know how to market to customers, but not always market to those who need to market to your customers. I'm excited to go through that with you. Thanks so much. Take the time. Write out your mission statement. Your partner program depends on it. Clarity is kind. Take the time. Do that now, and I'll see you at the next session. Take care.